Brian, what's up, man?
Richard, good to be with you here this afternoon.
Everybody, it is Monday afternoon at 5 p.m. The entire middle and east coast just got dumped on with snow, and I've decided to bring on Brian for a quick interview for like a power 10 to 15-minute interview about what it's like since he's taken over Mismo. I haven't seen a ton of these interviews yet, so the world wants to know, Brian. Before we jump into that, though, let's go through some of our friends' LinkedIn
Yeah,
profiles,
I love it.
and you can talk shit if you want.
Oh
I think
yeah,
we just
sure.
we respectfully. So I'm going to start with KP.
Who?
Who? Exactly. Coming to you live from Corona, California. But he's never in Corona. He's always at a different. This is him
Yeah,
at Totality. This is one of his recent posts.
yeah.
And I'm shouting out KP. Anybody who is watching this, just comment how knowledgeable KP is, man. I don't think there's many people that understand the economics of the country as it relates to mortgage and where we're going than he does, you know?
Yeah, he is amazing. He and I do a weekly kind of week Friday wrap up under the Crispin commentary banner. And like his level of knowledge of everything is amazing to me. And this is a guy that, literally travels, probably 45 weeks out of the year, and he
Incredible.
finds time to learn and read, and most importantly, share. By the way, I'm freaking out. I'm looking at all the tabs you have open on your desktop.
Thank you for calling that out. I am notorious for keeping lots of tabs open. I bookmark all my tabs and reopen them after I start my restart my computer. I know, man, it's a problem. It's probably a sign of a low IQ, if I'm honest. But like,
I just want to go in and close, 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 close. So
you should come all the way down to DC and do that just to screw up my day, man.
yeah,
I'm basically
yeah,
useless without them. Next up, we've got Kate Gurovich. Is that my
yeah,
pronouncing the last name correctly, Kate Gurovich?
yeah.
Kate, you got to comment and tell me if I'm murdering your last name or not. But
Kate
Kate,
is awesome.
Kate, we love you. You started a new position here. You're now the CEO of One Real Mortgage. I also saw that, you have a lot of respect for Brian here, and consider him a lifelong mortgage friend. I don't know why, but you do.
Yeah.
But Kate, I just wanted to say I got a lot of respect for you and congratulations. And by the way, I'm seeing a ton of new hires happening in the industry. How about you, Brian?
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of movement. I think it's as we were talking before we went live, I think it's a good sign overall for the industry that leadership is feeling more confident about where the business is, and they're adding talent. And speaking of talent, Kate is top notch. What a great addition to the team for One Real Mortgage.
100%. Last but not least, your friend Matthew Gallant. Matthew, I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to meeting you and getting to know you better at MBA IMB. Go ahead, Brian.
So scroll down to like Matt's post from earlier today.
Let's
This
see
is
here.
we are definitely gonna troll this one.
Oh, yeah, let's
Um,
do it.
no, wrong one. Do the other one. Oh no,
Oh,
that's it. You got it. You got it. You got it. I mean, look at the sweater he's got on. He's got like a full wool sweater, and he's trying to trick us that he's sitting at the beach. I mean, come on,
yeah.
really?
Awesome. That is awesome. So easy to troll, right?
Yeah, he is. Matt's awesome. He is one of the member relations staff for Mortgage Bankers Association. He's hyping here on his post. He's hyping the IMB, which is next week in Amelia Island. And Matt's just a great dude. I got to know Matt when he was at the New Hampshire Housing Authority. I think that's the name of the association. Super well connected, massive heart, just a great guy to know. So if you don't follow Matt, you should follow him for sure.
That's awesome. Matt, looking forward to seeing you at IMB. Brian,
That was fun.
I got questions for you. The world wants to know, man. You ready for this?
Let's let
So,
it rip.
yeah, first of all, there's a few times where I've talked to you before and I've had to go and look through your background on LinkedIn and sometimes it just kind of checks me and realizes, well, this guy knows a lot more about mortgage than I realized and that I do. Man, I didn't realize your positions you've held at huge lenders and huge senior positions, Citi, Flagstar, correspondent, TPO. Like, then of course your stint at the top of FinLocker. Let's just start there. You left FinLocker and you joined as president at Mismo. Tell me a little bit about how that played out.
Yeah, so I learned of the role being posted last spring, and I'll be honest here. My first reaction was, that's not for me. I'm not a, I'm not a trade association guy. I just don't see myself in that role. And I started, I actually took the time to ask a few people who I respect that were close to Mismo, am I missing something here? And like the first three people I talked to were like, you're exactly what's needed for the organization. I'm like, well, what does that mean? I've never drafted or written a standard in my life. I'm not a developer. I couldn't write a line of code if you gave me a Vibe account and you teed it up. And they're like, that's not what the organization needs right now. The organization has the expertise and the right people with that knowledge to do all the things you just said are not you. What it needs is to be have the awareness level of the brand and the value be elevated. And so as I was talking with one of the board members about it, basically what he was describing was the work that I did when I got to FinLocker almost 7 years ago. And nobody knew about FinLocker. Were a bootstrapped organization, no marketing resources, and so I had to really figure out how to leverage the one of the assets that I had at that time, which is my network, not just my physical network, but my digital network, primarily through LinkedIn. And so, you know, as I thought about the skill set and the muscle that I had to develop doing that work at FinLocker, I'm like, oh yeah, I could do that over here. And so my mindset shifted from I'm not a trade association guy to what does the last chapter of my career look like? I've spent 30 years as a lender, as you noted. I did a 6 year, stint with FinLocker in the vendor partner tech side. It would be kind of cool to if that last chapter was more of a advocacy role for the entire industry. And I'm not saying you can't be an advocate from a company, from a logo, but it's different if you're actually, in this case, at Mismo, which is a nonprofit that exists by and for the U.S. housing finance industry. And so my mindset shifted to what a cool way to close out the career. And this isn't going to be like a short chapter. This is going to be like hopefully a nice long meaty set of chapters, an
I mean,
epic,
you're a
if you
spring
will.
chicken. This should be
Oh
like
yeah,
freaking
yeah.
20 years at least, you know?
I don't know about that. So yeah, it became like this is cool, a great way to give back. Um, and yeah, so last October I joined right before MBA annual. It's here's what I would say before you get to your next question, because people ask me this, what do you think so far? And my answer has been consistent. It's everything I expected and 20 times better. And the 20 times better is because of the people. The small team that makes up Mismo, there's only six of us, myself included, on the team, if you will.
You just took one of
Uh,
my questions right there.
yeah. So we're small, but then Mismo is really, it's not six people. Mismo is a community. We happen to, get to facilitate the actions of the community, but the real work happens from the community, which is made up from subject matter experts across the industry. So there's at any given time, Richard, there's 500, 600 people that are active within the Mismo community working on, one or more big problems for the industry.
Well, that's cool. Yeah, I learned a lot about Mismo, honestly, just studying up for this. And it's kind of like how did ChatGPT describe it? The grammar that you're not aware of in the language that allows you to speak, right?
Yeah,
Which is kind of
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
So tell me, like, is your background, you feel like now that you've started, like, yeah, I am the guy for this job. You know what I mean? Like, I mean,
I
tell me.
do, and I don't say that out of any arrogance because like anybody that goes into a new role, there's excitement and then there's nervousness about what you don't know. And I don't know about you, you recently moved into a new role. Sometimes you get a little imposter syndrome too that kind of
100%.
mixes in there. Um, and I will. Here's what I would tell you: is 2 weeks ago we held our winter summit, which is cool because it was literally the first conference of the mortgage industry of the year, and it was in Amelia Island of all places, which we're heading back to in a couple weeks or next week rather. Um, and I got on stage the Tuesday of the event. We started on Monday for kind of a welcome talk, and I was nervous as all get up walking up on stage. And then as I started to talk about what I wanted to talk about, it was like, I got this. Because I just felt like super confident in what I know is the role of Mismo in the industry and how Mismo is has for 26 years, Mismo has been, you know, developing and curating and maintaining, somewhere in the magnitude of 200 plus standards. And in all the conversations that led up to me getting on that stage, a week or so ago, have affirmed that Mismo matters, right? It is critical to the industry. And then I kind of had this moment where it's like, now I owe it to everybody in the industry to make sure everybody understands it to the degree they need to understand it so that they can equate the value that their organization gets from Mismo with their participation in the funding of Mismo. So there's a lot there, but um, we matter. There's no question.
That's awesome. Well, I'm going to continue to learn more. Is there any message on behalf of Mismo or yourself that you want everybody listening to hear?
Yeah, I would say for the lenders out there, you should don't underestimate. Well, first of all, if you're a lender out there and you think you know what Mismo does, you probably only know so much, right? Like every loan officer understands, I think, that the loan application, the universal residential loan application, ERLA, is a standard form and it's now a standard data set. What I would tell you, less than 10% of the loan officers understand is that's actually a Mismo standard that has been created. So, like I just talked about a form and a standard that's used in every mortgage that gets originated in the United States.
Yeah.
And we are a nonprofit that exists for and by the industry, meaning we exist for the industry, but we're served by subject matter experts from the industry that do the work to create these standards. And so there's an economic way to participate in Mismo, but there's also a way to participate, from your company by sending subject matter experts on things like compliance and help us work on adoption of the mortgage compliance data set. I'm just throwing out like big things right now. Um, my thing would be if you don't think you know enough about Mismo, DM me, hit me up. I would love to get on a call and describe and show you how Mismo impacts your business, no matter how the size of your company.
Awesome. Awesome, man. Well, look, you got a bunch of fans, Brian. I mean, you're so connected. You're one probably, if not the most, one of the most connected people on LinkedIn, definitely in mortgage. So you're like definitely the man to be getting the word out for sure. Thanks for jumping on with me, Brian.
Yeah, thanks for doing this. And I think I'm the only thing that's keeping you from your twins on a sledding hill. So
Well,
let her
between
rip.
you can't, I've been keeping my mic on mute. My kids are destroying my house in the background. I'm not kidding. I think they just broke like 10 things during this. I have no idea what was breaking, but something was breaking.
Just a tip, if you would have left the mic on, the audio might just help this thing go viral.
That's true. Maybe I'll pay my kids to come and break stuff in the background. It'd be way more entertaining than listening to me talk.
I love it. Thanks for
Brian,
doing this, bud. I appreciate
hey,
you
thanks a lot, Brian. I'll see you at IMB, okay?
for sure.
See
Looking
you,
forward
brother.
to it.